almost didn't make it to the Netherlands. Let me tell you why. As we were waiting in Brussels for our bus, I received an email saying that our bus got cancelled. Now, thinking that we are stranded and not quite sure what to do next, a kind and good-hearted bus driver approached us and he invited us to travel with him on his bus for free. So we finally made it to Amsterdam after 3.5 hours on the road. From the bus station, we took a train to take us to our Airbnb we were renting for 2 nights. The owner of the Airbnb was out of town for work, but he left us a key underneath a flower pot, something you will never see in South Africa. We made ourselves at home and then decided to go out to get something to eat to finish off the day. The next day was a very, very special day to me, not just because it was my first time in Amsterdam, but I was about to meet a very special friend. But I'm not going to tell you about my friend now. I think she deserves a video of her own. Now let me tell you, standing at almost 5'8", I'm not a short person, but walking among the Dutch made me feel short. Speaking of the Dutch, now, they are friendly and they are helpful, and there is absolutely no language barrier because everyone there speaks English. Not really something I can say about the other countries we've been to. For lunch, we enjoyed some traditional bitterballen. It was a very busy day in Amsterdam, but we enjoyed the vibe and we saw some very interesting shops. The only thing my kids complained about was the smell of people smoking weed all over. Now, this wasn't just in Amsterdam Central. We would get off at a random train station and hey, we were greeted by the same smell. It will be a very interesting experience and smell, of course, that I will remember for a long time. We did an hour-long canal cruise, and not only was our tour guide informative, he was funny as well. Another highlight for us was when we went to the Zaanse. From clocks to cheese baking and even some traditional and warm, tasty stroopwafel. Here we saw a wonderful demonstration of how the traditional klompen is made. And at one of the mills, we even got ourselves some delicious hot chocolate, and man, do we love hot chocolate. European chocolate overall is just next level. I have to admit that Amsterdam and its people exceeded our expectations. The Dutch people is wonderful people. I enjoyed the Netherlands more than I initially thought I would. And if I ever get the opportunity ever again, I will definitely go back. One thing that was quite confusing to us is the different lanes. Now, I get it. You get a lane for pedestrians, you get a lane for bicycles, and then the other is for the cars. But we saw so many motorcycles driving in the bicycle lane. Aren't they supposed to drive in the car lane? But nevertheless, we made sure we stayed in the pedestrian lane at all times. After 2 wonderful days, we got ready to leave and continue our trip to our next destination on a very long train ride. We would really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe so you wouldn't miss the rest of our journey.